I have found the leaders who are the least competent are the ones who are scared of making decisions. And when I say they're scared, they defer it, they put it off, and it's costing companies millions, billions of dollars by not making key decisions. I was thinking about some of the decisions I've made in my life and how critical it has been for me to be in business today is because of decisions that I did not waver on or I didn't, that I made. And if you're listening and you're thinking you're in a leadership role, you know that we have to make decisions on a regular basis. And there's some high stakes decision making we have to do. And quite often it's either make or break a company or make or break a team, a project, an investment. And I just want to talk about decision making. As leaders right now, when you think about every day, you make a decision, and there are many leaders, every day we make a decision, whether it's right or wrong. So I recommend, I can tell you, I've been put into multiple, I'll say challenges or opportunities, depending on how you look at storms, if you will. I've been in the storm in business where it was dire times, right? You go from millions to zero or to close to zero. I've been there where the market conditions took business away. And there were critical moments where if you're listening and you've got a time where you're in a dark time, there's a storm, there's a market challenge, there are things coming at you, it is the great leaders will rise to the occasion and make the key decisions that it will take to survive and thrive. Now, I would say, I'm talking about decision making, but I would share that every storm, every challenge is the opportunity to have greatness within your company. Because without the challenge, you don't refine your business. You don't look at where you are and where you potentially could go. Some people look down and get consumed by the problem as opposed to looking at the problem as an opportunity. And so there was a time where I lost literally everything. And I had the choice as any business owner as to what I could do, from closing down to re-engineering what I'm doing or to just try to cut my way to success. But the decision making at the critical moments are going to make or break you. And it makes you realize the problem is a huge opportunity. And the faster you make the decision, the higher probability of success. Because if it fails, you can make another decision. Now, how do you make these decisions? I'm going to highly recommend, if you don't like high risk, you should never be a leader. Because in leadership, you have to take risk. You don't always know the outcome, and you have to go with your gut. And if you're shy about making decisions, here's what I encourage you to do. Get the stakeholders around you, people you trust, and allow them to share their position on a key decision. Sit and listen and don't say a word. And then ultimately make the decision and know that the team respects the fact you made it. But if you defer it and you keep putting it off, there's a high probability you lose respect, you hurt your culture, you hurt your revenue, and you certainly hurt your ability to continue to help the company grow. I've done it. I'm looking back of how many major decisions I made that worked and didn't work. I happened to have I was cleaning out some files of folders, a huge undertaking. There's 22 years of my life's work I had to go through. I can tell you I had as many bad decisions, maybe more, but the good decisions kept me really successful. So let me share with you a quick story, of a decision I made, massive failure. I had started the company early on and I had this ability, this formula in my head. It was crazy. And I was teaching the formula to the students and I thought, oh man, we should build an app and build this technology to help the students have this in the palm of their hands, if you will. You remember the Palm Pilot? Man, that's way back then, but just I'll date myself a little bit because I've had the company 22 years. But anyway, there was a Palm Pilot. I decided I was going to program the Palm Pilot to help them be able to, on the touch of a button, everything, instead of having to do it manually or even on a calculator, you just touch it a couple times, boom, you got the answers. Hired a team, invested, built it. Man, we're going to market. I was so excited. Massive failure, by the way. Look, I overpriced it, and then I didn't realize. See, I had a blind spot. The blind spot is how fast technology is moving. But hey, I lost money, I gained a great understanding and insight to make sure you do your research even more so when you're going to invest that kind of money. But I don't have any regrets. It was a great lesson for me in business. And if I had known what technology is doing, and as you know, everybody, it changes at warp speed, but at the time I had no idea. And so I might have failed in that decision. And it didn't make it all the money. It didn't become what I thought it would be, but no regrets. Part of my lesson and part of me growing as a leader. And I continue to make decisions that are not going to always work out. But man, I am going to just reiterate to you, the decisions you make that do, right? It only takes one really good decision to change the outcome of your business. So don't be shy about making a decision, knowing the failure is simply an opportunity to learn and to grow. And if you're second guessing yourself, that's okay. It's part of decision making. You make the decision, see how it comes through. And if it doesn't, so be it, move on and make another one. But ultimately know that your team is watching you to make the decision. Now, I will tell you that my decisions have always been made after I have gathered the information I need. And sometimes it'll be short and I don't have everything I need, but I have to always use my instincts. Because you're in a leadership role because you have those instincts and you have the gut. And if you're in doubt at all, ask your stakeholders and the people that you trust that can sometimes see the market better than you can. And then you get to make the final decision. So today's decision making, don't second guess yourself, make the decision, and yes, celebrate the outcome, whether it's failure or success, because ultimately, again, you learn from failure. Have an amazing day, everybody.